I just wanted to do a quick video today. This is going to kind of cover an article that I actually just wrote specifically about smart home automation tips. There's a few different things that every beginner should kind of know. Sometimes, I mean, even experts miss some of the finite things. There's a lot of different things involved with smart home automation. So I'm just going to talk about a couple of those today. One of them, and the full list is going to be in the description down below, so you can check it out after the fact. But one of them is you want to make sure you have a strong, reliable network, a good not only internal network but external network as well. Number two is you're going to want to make sure that you watch your batteries. So like if you have batteries in one of your outdoor cameras, like a Blink or an Arlo Pro or something like that, you're going to want to make sure that you watch those batteries, make sure they don't get too low too quick, because I've had it happen to me. You're going to want to make sure that you buy smart light switches. Buying smart light switches is one of the best things that you can do as far as implementing smart home lighting. It's going to be a lot more cost effective than if you went out and bought light bulbs to replace in every single one of your receptacles. And I mean, in my house alone, just in this room alone, there's actually 10 recessed lights. And to replace those, it's even more expensive than using, for example, regular light bulbs. And you want to make sure you have redundancy set in place. Maybe not necessarily more than one hub, although you could. I don't always recommend that because it can kind of confuse the situation for some people a little bit. But usually you're going to have some form of redundancy anyway. So whether you have an Alexa set up or a Google Home, you might also have a SmartThings hub. You might also have an app that you can control it via your phone. So you might have multiple different ways that you can control each item. And I think that's something that everybody should have, at least to some extent. My next tip is going to be to make sure that you have a good return policy wherever you bought the items from. I buy pretty much everything that I get from Amazon, and for me that's mostly because I live in a kind of a remote area. We don't really have a whole lot of options up here, but wherever you're going to buy the stuff from, make sure that they have a good return policy, that they're not going to give you a real hard time about returning those products. That's definitely something I recommend. Next tip is going to be pets and where your sensors are located. You're going to want to make sure that you're aware that if you have a camera system, maybe with an alarm in it, that you don't have it set up ultra sensitive, because you don't want that to pick up on your pets walking by every single time, unless you're a pet fanatic, in which case you're gonna love it, because every single time your cat walks by there with a toy in his mouth, it's going to pick up on it and it can send you an alert or whatever. But some of these camera systems do have alarms, so you don't necessarily want it to go off every single time you walk by there. That's a big one. So another thing to kind of go right along with cameras, if you're buying a camera, you want to make sure that it's outfitted for its purpose. And what I mean by that is, let's say you buy a smart home security camera for outdoor use, but you didn't really look into maybe necessarily whether it was going to work well in cold climates, or it was going to work well under extreme weather conditions, very cold weather, that kind of thing, rain, snow, wind, etc. So that's something to take into consideration, because not all cameras are created equal, and not all cameras are meant for outdoor use or extreme weather use. So that's something to consider. The next one that I'll talk about would be rebates. Rebates, you can get rebates from most energy companies out there. In fact, a lot of them will actually give you like a Nest thermostat or whatever to have you install it because of the energy savings. It is probably by far, I think in my opinion, it's by far the best thing you can do to cut down your energy usage and actually see a return on your investment is to install these smart thermostats, because without a doubt you're probably going to save yourself anywhere from $200 to $500 the first year alone. And that's just from my personal experience. So my next tip is actually going to be about voice control for your TV, because a lot of people ask me about that. How can I control my TV with my voice? You know, I just want to walk into the room and say, okay, Alexa, or hey, I can't say it because I have one right here, but you might want to walk into the room and ask your voice assistant to turn on the TV, to say, you know, oh, hey Alexa, turn on the TV, you know, when you walk in the room. Or you might want to control the actual volume or the channel that it's on. You might want to be able to walk in and say, hey Alexa, put on Fox News or MSNBC or whatever. That's something that you can do. You're just going to want to pick up a Logitech Harmony. They work really, really well for that. Okay, so another tip is you're going to want to make sure that whatever you get is compatible with the hub that you have. So for example, if you have a Samsung SmartThings hub, you may want to make sure that it's compatible with that. Also, if you have an Alexa or something like that, you're definitely going to want to make sure it's compatible with that, which most everything is, but you do want to double check it and make sure that whatever you're purchasing is compatible with Alexa, Google Home, whatever you have. I actually have 31 tips in this article, and I strongly suggest you check them out and let me know what you think down in the description below. I appreciate you taking the time to watch my video today, and I hope you found it useful, hope you found it helpful. I am going to be trying to put out more videos at least once a week. I'd like to try to get them out on Mondays if I can. I know a lot of people tend to do that, and that would actually work really well for me as well. So I thank you for your time, guys. I hope you have a great day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.